Jog Vlog.
Alright, I just got back from Starbucks where I bought this muchacho. Now I go in, I say, hey, I ain't been here before. I lied, I've been to Starbucks 10 years ago. I used a gift card I tried to give away to one of you guys, but it didn't all work out. But I saw this unicorn drink and I thought I needed to try this for a video because that's what people do in their lives. So I tell them this and they say, hey, it was too popular. We ran out, checked the Target behind us. They have a Starbucks. They may still have some. I go in, they say, hey, we got the last ones in Wichita. You want one? Fine, give it to me. Biggest size, it looks better on video. And that's what I have here, the Unicorn Frappuccino. But there's some other news I want to get to first. Now, as you can see, I'm sitting inside because it's raining outside. That means I can't jog and vlog. So, Bill O'Reilly getting fired by Fox News is some bullshit. Now, whether you like the guy or not, and chances are you don't because that's the way the internet works, you have to understand that this guy is being fired for almost nothing other than people don't like him. That's all it comes down to. Years ago, allegations came out of his sexual harassment. There was actual news about this. I think he even had some messages he left on somebody's voicemail, answering machine, what have you. This was out in the news. And he paid hush money, but in legal terms they call it a settlement. So this happens, and nothing really comes of it. His show gets high ratings, Mercedes-Benz has no problem giving him money. He makes $200 million a year for Fox News, of which he gets $25 million. Not a bad gig at all for a very blasé, typical news program, editorial piece type thing that I should be running myself. But what do you do when you're a competitor and you can't really hire people who are good at stuff? What do you do? Well, you find a way to bring down the other guy because you can cash in on that better than you can finding your own talent. How do you go about this? Get your team to figure out how much hush money he gave. 13 million bucks. That's like Michael Jackson touched my kid money right there. So this looks really bad. All of a sudden, Mercedes-Benz is like, yeah, we're pulling out of here. We didn't like the amount of money that was being given away. Now, if you gave her $500,000, maybe you didn't do too much, all right? But stuff looks bad now all of a sudden, even though it was in the past. They had a guy, Roger Ailes, who was running the company. He had to step down because of sexual harassment, and so they have this new leaf, this, we don't like sexual harassment over at Fox, we don't condone this. Anybody who does it's getting the shaft, even if they're our number one dude. So goodbye, Bill. And that's all it took. Now, years ago, you used to have to beat a woman in an elevator and drag her lifeless body away on camera in order for there to get to be outrage. Now all it is, well, I don't like Bill O'Reilly because I'm a liberal and I'm a snowflake and I'm gonna melt. And that's all it really was. The next day, lady comes out on The View where she has, all the dirt, right? We got someone talking, finally. So the guy is actually fired without us even hearing the stories, and here comes the big story. He walked by my desk and he made grunting sounds. Newsflash, old people grunt. Old people with money grunt a lot. Old people sitting in a chair with money. Have you looked at Bill O'Reilly? This guy looks like he's gonna grunt a lot, okay? This isn't anything new. Guys, we are all gonna get fired because the women out there want our jobs and everybody else has to be a snowflake who is just gonna be, my feelings hurt, meh. Other item of news. Aaron Hernandez kills himself in prison. Okay, so this is a cat who I'm gonna throw around the words allegedly a lot. Allegedly killed a guy who was gonna snitch on him for killing 2 other people. Now, he gets life in prison without parole for killing the first guy, but the original murders, he actually just got acquitted for. Now, he's not exhausted of his appeals, suicides by bedsheet, and now, in the state of Massachusetts, he is not seen as guilty in the eyes of the law. He's essentially scot-free. Now, what could this mean? Well, the Patriots may have to pay the remainder of his contract to his family. So I guess you could say Aaron took one for the team. Yeah, it's a little sketchy, right? But what other news are we getting on this? Trouble over his brain, right? Oh, we gotta study it for CTE. Maybe CTE explains why he's a violent psychopath. Guys, can we be responsible for a change? What has happened to us? There's always a condition or syndrome or disease to explain away all of our problems. Oh, hey, so he's a murderer because he had too many concussions. CTE's a lot of bullshit. What disease is transferred by punches to the head? Okay, this isn't AIDS, all right? You're not transferring it. You don't have CTE and you punch the guy in the brain and now he has CTE. Piss off with this CTE shit. Any scientist who believes in it is cashing in. That is all. Oh, and you're watching this video and you're thinking I'm a douche? Well, you can't blame me. I've got doucheitis. Then we have George H.W. Bush in the hospital. Let's call it deathbed, okay? He gets a special visitor. This is the headline. And I'm thinking, okay, what's special visitor? It's his son, W. George W. Bush drops by. If I'm in the hospital and W drops by, that might be news. That's unexpected. But if it's your own goddamn son, it's assumed. Donald Trump talks about the fake news, and all we do is give him more fake news. The shit should not be in headlines. I can see why the terrorists want us dead. We value such meaningless crap that I had to go out and grab this thing to put on video. And what do you know? Unicorn vomit tastes like a fruit smoothie high in sugar.
Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. Vaughan Jog Vlog is made possible by your support on Patreon. Patreon.com/Vaughan Fry. Because fuck Google.